Okay, so we're just going to talk about a couple things. We're going to cover what we're expecting for E3. We're also going to cover a little bit about some of the next-gen systems, and also going to be talking just in general game talk. So it should be a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoy. Comment along with us in the chat to the right, and we'll respond back if we
feel like it.
Yeah, if we feel like it, pretty much. Okay, so let's go about introductions. We'll start over on the left.
Oh, I'm Leo. I'm probably the loudest because I'm closest to the mic. And then he's second loudest. Right? Yeah, go. What's your name?
I'm Drunk Blood.
Okay.
Mohammed.
My name's Mohammed, Captain Rogue. If you're here, hi, thank you for coming by.
I'm Professor.
Go.
I'm James. Nice to meet you guys.
Alex, probably angriest one in the room. Next.
Well, I already went, so.
Michael.
Alright.
Can we see Michael?
Yeah, we can see everyone.
Okay.
We're good.
Alright.
Okay, so. What are you guys looking forward to for E3? Like, what do you guys want to see at E3 exactly?
What do I want to see? I want to see.
Well, just in general.
I don't want to see
anything from Steam with a 3 on it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anything.
Well, I'm just looking personally for, like, I want some really amazing games to come out. I know there's a lot of stuff slated already for this holiday season and, like, upcoming spring. But I want to see something new, essentially. There's plenty of new stuff like Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs looks pretty amazing if you guys haven't seen that yet. That one I'm looking forward to a lot. Beyond Two Souls is really good.
Watch Dogs is a great game for anyone you know that's paranoid at all about like technology or anything.
Yeah, everyone's gonna want to wear tin hats after watching that game.
Definitely.
So,
I heard this morning, and it's like widely unsubstantiated or anything, but there's supposed to be a new Marvel game coming out, like Marvel vs. Capcom. There's supposed to be for the next generation. No official announcements. It's some forum talk, but yeah. So that'd be nice.
Actually, from that same forum, I saw a new Mega Man game as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Mega Man? Yeah,
is it like going to be 3D or the usual like
it's just the title.
2D? Oh,
like it's just Mega
just
Man.
title. Okay, you don't know.
So it could be anything. And that's
you got me
also
excited for a little bit.
Well,
I was like, and then you're like, no.
I know, they haven't made a good Mega Man game in so long. Like, you guys haven't heard of like Mega Man Legends 3, how it was going along kind of well. They're about to release a demo, and then like I think they actually did release the demo, and then they canned the project along with the other Mega Man projects.
Oh.
And they had the Facebook group, I forgot what it was, I think 100,000 supporters for Mega Man Legends 3, and they actually reached their 100,000 supporters.
Damn.
But they're still not making Mega Man Legends 3. So
I'd be upset.
hopefully they do something interesting with Mega Man now, because Mega Man was a huge...
You know, I would actually really love if they made a legit Mega Man game, but they used the Mega Man from Tekken X Street Fighter, the one that's a 35-year-old fat man that has like a literal gun. I would play the hell out of that. That'd be so fun. And it's just the kind of trolley crap that they're doing.
Enjoy. Or if they did like a Mega Man mixed, like a sort of like how Metroid Prime was, like the first-person view.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Especially with all like the motion controls that Nintendo's using.
Actually, I heard that somebody was doing something like that, actually. Like,
What?
they're gonna do like a Mega Man FPS, or some other, like, crazy
That'd be pretty
FPS.
cool.
I
Like,
forgot what it was.
like
Mega Man
3D.
multiplayer game, but it's like still an old
sound
like
effects guy?
it's made in the Doom engine, so it's like old 8-bit, like the really old Mega Man games. It's actually a lot of fun, really fast and free. So you know.
No,
Yeah.
that is not what you were expecting. Oh boy, it's media. That is not what you asked.
Hey, what about let's see, what Fallout 4 is coming out, maybe in E3.
Well, anything Fallout's Bethesda has a huge lineup already. They got the Evil Within coming out. They got the new Wolfenstein game coming out.
Yeah, that's true.
Bethesda has a huge lineup prepared for them, and they got the Elder Scrolls Online as well, of course.
Hopefully.
Yeah, which I don't know. I saw it at PAX East, and I was like, a lot of people were like saying, yeah, it's gonna have its pros and its cons, but then again, we saw it in alpha, so
Yeah.
we're gonna see how it's gonna be. Like
True,
maybe when
true,
it comes
true.
out beta. I don't know. They didn't even say whether it's enclosed or
It's-
open beta.
ESO's in closed beta.
It's enclosed beta.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I didn't even have that announced there. It was like barely alpha. And it was,
I've signed up for the beta access, but they don't like me.
they're like, no.
Anyone hyped up for Assassin's Creed Black Flag?
Oh yes,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
gonna be whales.
Yeah.
There's gonna be whales.
What?
Orcas.
Oh, okay.
Remember whales? Whales. No? Nobody?
Wales.
Yeah, they were like because
yeah.
at PAX East they were like, if you're hyped up, they gave you like this inflatable sword. And it's like, oh, thanks Ubisoft. I know you make a lot of money. You should have given me a T-shirt. They
Oh.
gave you like a little inflatable sword. And then they're like, if you get excited for something during the trailer, you yell ARG. And I didn't even bother inflating it. But everybody was like going ARG for the whales. I guess whales are like something that's going to be pretty
That's
big.
gonna be freaking
That's,
awesome.
You
Imagine
imagine
like
in general are really.
You know what? I actually really want to see for the past. I think it's the past couple E3s, or at least last E3. Whenever they Bioware first announced Dragon Age 2, they actually had a massive battle at like E3 grounds, and that was pretty amazing. Just like to hear about and watch. It'd be really cool if they do something like that again. Because Dragon Age 3, I don't know if you guys know, they've announced it. No actual details for it, and the rumor is that it's going to be coming out for next gen systems. It's really awesome. They like integrate another like fan.
Dragon Age 3 Inquisition is confirmed.
Yeah, I know.
Inquisition.
Well, that's like
Yeah,
about the
so
next.
the Seekers. The Seekers are basically,
Out to religiously oppress.
yeah, the mages.
Alright, sweet.
About the next gen
I
consoles
always
too.
wanted to.
It's like Grand Theft Auto 5 and Assassin's Creed 4 are going to be the last games, the last big games.
Assassin's Creed 4 is on next gen as well.
Oh, is it on next gen?
It is.
Yeah, it's coming on at least on PS4. I think it's on Xbox One as well. It should be.
So they're
Yeah,
gonna
I-
be dropping their old systems pretty hard. Huh?
Yeah, because I know Grand Theft Auto 5 is
I
still
doubt
going to be
it.
the old system.
Especially
No, but
for
there's still
PS3.
plenty of games coming out, like Dark Souls 2. That's going to be on the old consoles, I believe. I don't think they're switching to PS4.
Black
Or
Flag
over.
won't be on the 360, but it will be on the One, and it will be on the PS4 and the PS3.
What is it?
Black Flag is going to be on the Xbox One, but not the 360, and it's going to be on both PlayStations.
Really?
Yep.
That's kind of a strange move.
Microsoft. Yep.
Well,
Because it's, yeah,
Microsoft, dude.
I think it's because Ubisoft has more kind of deals with Sony, so they're.
I
Kind
actually liked
They
all
got
the
that whole-
paranoia coming out of the Microsoft announcement when they're like, "Oh, everything has a Connect in it, and you can't
But
turn it
yeah.
off, and
we'll see.
it'll always watch,
Watch
you."
you.
I mean, Sony has the PlayStation Eye, but actually the iToy is not going to be included with the PlayStation 4. I mean, so, and their camera's not nearly advanced either.
Well, and it's not as like always included, and it's not. Yeah, but I don't know. I do like the PS4's ability to crossplay with the Vita. They're actually mandating crossplay with the Vita, or like portable play, essentially to flip off the Wii U.
Well, that, and they're trying to boost sales for the Vita.
No
Yeah.
So, like,
Nobody
I have-
bought the Vita, dude.
I
got
have
a
one,
Vita.
and it is
You're the one
legit.
person.
I'm the
You're the Vita.
We got the
I
Sony
thought
corner
it was-
like right here.
Yeah, I think we're all Sony.
I think I'm the only
I play
PC
the-
person in there.
Oh, no,
No,
PC.
I play
Oh,
that
PC, thank
Marvel
God.
vs.
PC,
Capcom
sir.
on there.
PC
Can't
master.
get a single win because everybody rage quits, but you know it's fun.
but once they mandate the remote play for the PS4 games, then Vita sales should kick up. Maybe to catch up with the 3DS.
I doubt it.
I mean,
To make
3DS is hard to. Well,
Yeah.
It's
it's
because-
so much more kid friendly. It's so much easier accessible as well. Like anybody can pick up a Nintendo 3DS or a DS and play almost any game on there.
Yeah.
Besides like Final Fantasy Tactics or whatever. Like
the RTS.
yeah.
we got. Will PS4 have games, and what are your opinions on League of Legends?
League of Legends is awesome.
Yeah,
Just saying.
I play it only when I have massive amounts of time to burn, because 40 minutes a match, and me like getting like 3 kills a match is not.
I suck at that
Of
game.
course, I'm a character loyalist, and I only play Doctor
Mundo.
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 Yeah.
I play from 12 to 4 a.m. every day. So I'm not even lying about that.
It's true. Well, in PS4 games, yeah, of course PS4 is going to have games, especially at launch. They actually have a really impressive launch lineup, at least from what I've heard so far. In terms of major releases, Killzone Shadowfall is going to be probably like the big push for the PS4's like launch AAA titles. Because when PS3 launched, they had Resistance, Fall of Man.
Yeah.
And I got that one first day that it came out. Even though I didn't have a PS3 at first, I still bought the game. Don't know why at the time. But I was really excited to look at the disc. So like, there's a huge launch lineup, especially with the download titles, because if they implement the Gaikai cloud service right away, then you literally have every game available to you and the PS3. I think most of the PS2 games and PS1 library that have available on the PSN right now, and you can instantly stream any of those games right away. I mean, granted, you probably should have good internet to stream them, otherwise you might lag and die every single moment. Especially if you play Demon Souls. No.
Yeah.
No.
But they actually just announced Warframe it's a free-to-play shooter that's
PS4.
coming on the PS4.
Yep.
PlanetSide 2 is coming to the PS4.
Oh,
Which I don't know how I feel about that.
What?
Diablo
It's-
3.
Why not?
They're gonna make
Diablo
this-
3's PS4, and then also Blacklight Retribution. I don't know much about that game, but I looked it up.
It's good.
Blacklight looks really cool.
It
That
is,
looks like
yeah.
something I want to play at launch.
It does look really good.
Yeah, Warframe just got announced for PS4.
Warframe gets
Free
repetitive
to
though.
play though.
Yeah, like all those games I just said, besides Diablo 3, that's gonna be free to play. So like,
Wow.
and, DC Universe Online as well. I know you play.
That's
DC
already
Universe.
on.
Yeah, played it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Is it?
I played it briefly.
See, PlanetSide going to PS4, I don't know how that's going to work because they're actually restricting the servers so much. And PlanetSide's meant for, large scale battles. And if they're going to, I think the PC servers can handle up to 2,000 people. It never gets full that way. That's why they're merging all the servers. But
It's only
on
about,
the
like, 5
on the
seconds,
PlayStation, it's like,
3 seconds.
I forget, I read it today. It was like 900 people on the server. I'm like, how are you going to fill up these massive continents that are, on the
Did so well.
on the world?
Maybe it's different. Maybe it's not the exact same.
Okay,
Maybe
so
the scale.
anything else you guys want to say about what you want to see at E3? Like, what do you want to see happen at
I want to see
E3?
the
Tits.
PS4 finally.
Not just the controller.
Yeah.
I wanna
Thank
see-
God on the controller though.
Yeah.
Was I like the only
Yes.
person who wanted to play wanted to actually use the boomerang controller?
I
Like-
really wanted to use that
The
boomerang
Xbox
controller.
one.
too.
Yeah.
I think pretty
Mhm.
awesome.
Thought it would be kind of
Yeah,
weird.
I would.
The
I'd want-
PlayStation 1
Yeah.
controller, because I've always played Xbox and PC. I tried going over to a friend's house and playing PlayStation. I'm like, how do I play? How do I just throw it on the
It's
floor?
the only thing I can use for fighting games though. I tried I just got Injustice, but my PS3's busted, so I had to get it on 360, and yeah, not fun.
Bring me
Yeah.
your PS3, man. I'll fix it.
What?
I'll fix it.
Okay, if you could do it for free, go for it.
Actually, I want to see the Steam box at E3. I know it's not going to happen. I really want to see some news about it. Any news.
They had it on
Just
the-
something about it.
But E3's never been a place for Valve.
I know.
Though. Valve
I know.
has never really had a presence at all.
Hey, you never know.
They might.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I heard that Sony tried to invite Notch with a golden PlayStation 1. Like,
That's like the best invitation that you can get.
I wonder if it works though. Like, the components.
It weighs like 200 pounds.
Imagine
If
the
you touch it,
connectivity.
it warm. It's like warps.
You
and
electrocute
stuff.
yourself when you touch it.
I know, you turn it on and it just explodes.
Alrighty. And what else do you
Uh,
have?
Steambox would be great. Connectivity.
Oculus
for the
Rift?
PS4. Oculus is gonna be there.
Yeah.
I feel like the PS4 is gearing up to work with the Oculus because
Well-
I think that's what happened when they decided that what's that engine?
Frostbite?
No, the Unity. When they decided that Unity was going to be their official platform, I figured it was essentially to make it to where most things are going to be usable with the Oculus. Plus, after having actually looked at the Oculus, I feel like it's going to be operating with similar resolutions as the Vita, which I think it's going to have a connectivity thing with that.
Actually, Vita with that would be really cool because it has a gyroscope and a location sensor in it.
Yeah.
In the Vita, that could actually pose for some really interesting games and integration, essentially. But Sony, they have their own virtual reality headsets, and they have their own line for that. I don't know if they'll support the Oculus Rift entirely. They might.
Make their own.
I mean,
It's really, from what I've seen, the Oculus Rift essentially takes your entire screen and it just reports on essentially 2 circles on it.
has anybody else
So you
used
can-
the Oculus Rift here? You went. Yeah, you were a quick on. You got
Yeah.
to use it too.
Yeah.
It,
So
it wouldn't be that hard for someone to just design like a interactivity layer or something, especially with Sony has a tendency to lean towards open source kind of stuff. Like the PS3, you could put Linux on it if you wanted to.
And like close it down.
You used
Yeah,
to.
but used to, but like they have a tendency to be a lot more open with their format than like Nintendo, Microsoft kind of. But I wouldn't be surprised to see that, and I also wouldn't be surprised to see more of a push towards the PlayStation Move. And by the way, Resistance 2, Killzone 2 is like the best reason to have a PlayStation Move. Pretty much everything else.
Killzone 3 uses the move.
That's it. Whichever one that is, it's an excellent reason to use the move because it works really.
It's
it
so
works better
distracting.
than
Is it still in there?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so distracting.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
works better than a regular controller.
Yeah, I used whenever the demo came out. That's not gonna work, Leo.
Just
It's
put
okay.
it on different loops.
How about you just stick it? Anyways.
There you go. All right, technical difficulties.
No.
All right.
Okay.
Look,
Someone
Go that
actually
way,
said, I think
make
originality, success. Wants to know like what our opinions on the Xbox One.
And
So,
the
oh god.
I mean, when I first saw the Xbox One, I was kind of like under a trance and I was like going along. Oh, this is actually pretty cool. I might enjoy this. But then I don't. I mean, you guys probably didn't see my the video that I showed up like the Xbox One reveal highlight list.
TV.
They're just like TV, television, Call of Duty, dog. So I mean, like once you like look back at it, the Xbox One reveal did a really bad job on itself. The Xbox One has a lot of potential, but they're trying to do what Sony tried to do with the PS3, and obviously that didn't work out for them at all. I mean, it works out in the long run now because they've realized their mistakes with what kind of console and what kind of focus they want to do with the company. But now Sony's done a huge shift to only focus on games. I mean, they're going to do entertainment as well. They mentioned multiple times they want this to be a gaming console with extra added features, not like Xbox One's an entertainment console with, oh, this plays games
It
as well.
also plays games.
Yeah, which was the whole like joke about the PlayStation 3. It's a Blu-ray player that plays games. I think Xbox One, they have a lot of great ideas, but they're going in the same direction that Sony went down, and they went a pretty dark path for a couple. I think they did not have any profit recorded out on their company for like 5 years, which for a company like Sony, that's hurting them a lot. But they actually just now started doing better, and I think Microsoft needs to stop trying to worry about integration with their Windows 8. I mean, they don't. It's not. It's going to use Windows operating system, but it's not going to focus on Windows 8, which I guess it's
the tile design.
yeah. It doesn't have the same tile design. They might update it later, but they update their interface like all the time.
They also want thoughts on the Kickstarter Android console.
Ooh yeah.
I saw that.
What are you?
Yeah, actually, they released a video saying this is how you need to pronounce it. It is Booyah.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
Booyah without the B.
Oh, why didn't they just name it Booyah? That would have been way better.
Booyah.
Well, what do you guys? I'm
Do you know
talking
more-
all the
I don't
time.
watch-
You
I don't
I
know.
haven't seen it to be
Yeah.
honest.
I
I
haven't
can't
seen
remember.
It's a little
anything
square
big on
box,
it.
about that
I'd
big.
like.
Is it the
I
white
would like
one?
to see some like large
white, isn't it?
titles for it, but so
Well,
far
I
it's
think
been a
it's
bunch
black.
of Android games converted to Ouya.
Well, no, they're actually not converted.
It is an Android-based software. Like it
Well,
uses.
it is Android.
It just
Yeah.
plays it on your
Yeah.
TV.
So I saw the Kickstarter campaign. Like if you donate like $50 or they give you a console. The
think so.
earlier,
The developers.
well,
good.
100. But I know the earlier tiers you just got to reserve your username for it,
Yeah, that's what I did. I'm not going to get Booyah, but I have a username for it.
just in case.
Yeah, just in case. I mean, I might get one because I don't own an Android tablet or anything at this moment. So I have a BlackBerry, so I don't even know how to use a smartphone to be honest. I know it sounds stupid, but like when I, yeah,
It's more business.
yeah, yeah.
Business.
Although it kind of sucks. It only gets 101. Anyways, but the Ouya itself, like it has a lot of potential to be just a very accessible. It's like a cheap tablet, but it's not portable.
That's pretty spot on, actually.
Yeah, because it can play all your Android-based games, which are available on a tablet or an Android-based phone. Except you get a large screen, you get a physical controller on it.
I think it's going to kind of wind up, for a while, it's going to wind up being essentially a Netflix tablet or a Netflix
Well,
Yeah,
system.
because a lot of apps aren't
lot
actually
of- a
designed
lot of
for
systems
controllers.
are on
Right.
The thing about this, if it's running on the Android system, just throw in some emulators. Now you got an N64 or not N64.
Well,
like
they're-
Super
they're-
Nintendo.
it's open source too. That's the thing. Like
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
That's
it's
why
gonna
it's
be
more
hacking.
emulators.
Yeah, it's 4 hours.
Emulators
Yeah.
are going to be big.
So you can play PS1 games on there.
I played a lot of Super Nintendo on my phone, so I could definitely see that. That actually gives me a reason to buy it now.
He's like, now that I know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just hadn't thought of it. I didn't think it would.
No,
now
but
that I
like,
thought of that, that would run really
Yeah.
well.
like when we were at PAX East, I talked to the Happy Wheels guys. The
It could be the hipster.
Happy
what?
Wheels?
Yeah, I know, right? The hipster, like when I was at PAX East. No, the
No.
Happy Wheels. You know the game Happy Wheels where you have to go through a track
Yeah,
and like it's bloody death for everybody. But they were trying to make a game for like an NES controller that it has an NES controller, and then you could also use like your iPhone as a. If you didn't have an NES controller, you could use your iPhone and it would be on the screen, which that's cool. But at the same time, they never, have played with anything that needs a controller or on your phone. It's usually just keyboard and mouse. And they were actually there,
Okay.
letting people test it, and that's what I think a lot of these app developers are going to have to do. They're going to have to like go to the general public and be like, hey, we need you to test what button sensitivity. My thumbs were ginormous and I kept pressing the buttons and nothing was happening. So that's what they're going to need to do.
I
Yeah.
didn't pay that. I was
Good.
watching.
Thank you.
I
Shit.
think one of the
As long as they see this, I don't care.
PC faster race.
What? Anything else about the Xbox One or Ouya or PS4
Yes.
before we move on?
Yes.
I just hope it's not as stocky as it seems.
The
Xbox One?
Yeah.
No.
That's
watching you.
stalking. Yeah, one of the guys on here was like the thoughts on Microsoft being able to use the camera for government-related issues. Me personally, I don't like. I'm not going to get too far into this because politics and crap, but yeah, pretty much anybody being able to just randomly capture information from my living room.
But, like,
Not something I want.
That's invasion of privacy.
They were, yeah, exactly, but they were talking about it when it was first released. They were like, oh, just here's you doing something fun on the couch, and decides to record it and upload it to Facebook.
Well,
They're like thousands of nudes,
that's an easy fix. Most cameras come with cats.
Well,
If
that
Xbox-
one doesn't.
if
They
Kinect
had the
sells
fix for
Yeah,
that,
tape
and it was
that
a
shit.
piece of duct tape over the deal. And this is, I can't let you do that
There'll
one.
be some Batman
Wow.
stuff out there.
Yeah, but see, if they just add a cap, I mean, I would, because I like Xbox, and I'm
Or just
trying
a
to see what they're doing. Is there just a button? Yeah, but I don't like that. I've
Yeah,
always,
you
even on my
can't trust
laptop,
it.
I've always put tape too, because if there's a little light on,
It's
I'm like, I don't
fucking
know.
sketchy.
Yeah,
Well, how about actually like the camera's always how like every major like camera has like a shutter, and when you turn it on, it opens.
Yeah.
But they're not going to do that though because they
But what
already
if it
said what they
opens by
want to do
itself?
with it.
I know.
Yeah,
I
they
know.
capture your.
We want to
your
stalk
habits.
you.
Well, I know, but when you say Xbox on, then at that moment it opens and then it recognizes your
That's
face.
exactly what they should do, but
Like,
they
why-
won't.
Actually, that's a good idea. We should write them a letter.
Yeah.
When you stream guys, go write Microsoft a letter. Tell them to make a shutter for their Kinect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
Like a physical shutter, because you don't
I've
want.
seen like a Photoshop of that actually.
Yeah.
all right.
Okay, so next topic is what do you want to not see at E3? And let me talk first because
It's got
if you guys
something prepped.
if you guys ever watch the Ubisoft conferences, the hoster,
Oh my god.
they suck so bad. I think
I just don't want to watch open these stuff.
yeah, 2 years ago they had Mr. Coffee. Does anybody remember Mr. Coffee at all? Did nobody watch that?
No,
I watched it.
I
Yeah, I
never-
watched it.
Mr. Coffee was the worst announcer of all time, in my opinion.
Wait, his name was Mr. Coffee?
His name was Mr.
What
Coffee.
the fuck?
I mean,
It was
not-
Stadium Miss Espresso, right?
but I'm sure this guy was definitely I don't know what's going with that. Anyways, but then the following year they had a woman up there, and she did a better job. But they actually brought Mr. Coffee back out there, I believe, and then they like teamed up, and it was
Just went down from there.
yeah. And then, so I don't know. I think if Ubisoft needs to do something more interesting, not more interesting, don't go more interesting, please. But keep it more simple. I know they want it to be fun and stuff, but don't go overboard. That's much.
Be appealing.
Anything else you guys don't want to see at E3?
A MOBA on a console again.
Oh god.
I'm. Yeah.
The what?
You're not gonna get that wish.
No.
I'm just saying.
It's gonna
What-
come out.
What MOBA was on the
MOBA's
console?
just
It's
making
more
too much
lazy.
more
MOBA.
money.
Oh, the Guardians
Wait,
of
wait,
Middle Earth thing?
guys, somebody
Was
might not
that
know what
actually
MOBA
bad?
is.
Oh.
It's like
Explain
League
it.
of Legends and Dota.
Multiplayer online battle arena.
Massive.
It's League of Legends, Dota,
Smite.
Smite,
Infinite Crisis.
Heroes of
Infinite
Earth,
Crisis.
Infinite Crisis. They're not that popular because not many people are skilled at them or know how to play them.
Well, actually, League of Legends is freaking huge.
Yeah, it's the biggest online play thing
It's a
in the
cult.
world.
Okay, it really is. It's just a cult following.
Well, they're
Right, dude.
actually really smart for the way that they're doing everything. It's essentially everything's free unless you want something specific, and then you gotta pay.
Take my money.
And like, I have friends that are like, "Oh, I never pay any money on games," and they'll open that
So
up
you have,
like,
like,
"Oh,
15 skins.
$400 of
Skins
Oh,
and
God.
stuff.
I'm
online
offender.
content." Oh,
I
All
spent
the-
so much money on that game.
Yeah.
All the
look
team
at all these
skins.
skins I've never used. Yeah.
I collect them all.
I made like a soul promise to myself that I'm never gonna pay money for free to play games.
That's
Just
impossible.
It's worked so far, but I just don't play them very long because I get pissed.
Yeah.
Like I played Tribes, and I really I wanted to love that game, and it's a lot of fun. And if you like speed, it's like the best game ever
Yes.
because it's like, yeah, skiing makes like Sonic look slow because like you can't even watch professional games like that. You can't watch them close enough to see any like actual characters. You just see dots flying around and flag thrown off the corners and crap. But without paying, you never get a boost in your XP, so you like level up really slow.
Yeah, I can't do that. Like Warframe, I played it for literally like 1 week, and I spent over like $60 on it.
How is that game? I haven't actually gotten into it yet. I
amazing.
downloaded it, but I haven't.
It gets repetitive
I'm a
though.
founder on it.
Like
But it's good at the beginning. It's
Yeah, that's why I bought it. I was like, I didn't buy it. Like I spent a shit ton of money on it, but it was
basically
not
bought
worth
it with $60.
Yeah.
You bought it.
And Neverwinter too. I spent money on that, and I was like,
I think
can't.
the first good free-to-play model is going to be Neverwinter. Because that game, if you're playing the beta now, it's open beta, I believe. So just go on to Neverwinter's website and download it. It's a really good MMO, and it's completely. It'll be free to play whenever it comes out. You can buy the Founders Pack and get all the extra items and stuff. Yeah, there's like a $200 Founders Pack for a digital game. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, Neverwinter has a really good free-to-play model. Like, I don't ever see myself needing to buy anything at all. You can buy the awesome gear and stuff, but I'm not one to do PvP.
Not necessarily pay to win.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
free to plays.
Actually,
No.
like PlanetSide, like what PlanetSide does, you can either do pay to win, or you can
It's
actually
not pay
level
to
up.
win.
Pay to win.
You get stuff when you pay stuff. Okay.
Yeah, but then you have to use certifications, experience points that you get using that weapon to
Right.
level it up, to like
Right.
get
on the
attachments to
free
it.
to play
Right.
scale, how does everybody rank Dust 514? Because I played some of
I
that,
don't know.
and like.
Oh, even that.
Part of me kind of feels unnerved by it because it kind of doesn't hide the fact that it wants your money, but it gives you the ability to just kind of join a bunch of other people and mooch off of their money. And, you know, I think that kind of works because that's kind of how corporations work. So that works pretty well, except for the fact that when somebody's leading your corporation and they challenge some other corporation, and that other corporation actually knows what they're doing, and you have to spend an entire 45 minutes trying to kill the same tank. It's not that fun. Just saying. It is a fun game though. I have some slight complaints on how it runs because I suck at it.
See, what PlanetSide 2 does, it allows you to get a membership, and that membership will like put you front in line to like a member queue, your priority queue, which when you're transferring like worlds and stuff, it's pretty damn important because if there's an alert going on where everybody's trying to get to one spot, there's like 50 people waiting in a line because the servers can't transfer you fast enough. If you're a member, you're first in line. That's invaluable, and because you also like if you're leading a huge outfit with like 100 people, a leader needs to get to the continent where they're fighting on. It's not gonna make any sense if you can't even see what's going on. Alrighty, next.
So, next thing.
Hold on.
What?
Sorry to slow you down, but I just discovered this because someone said it on the chat.
What?
The nickname for the Xbox One is going to be the X-Bone.
Expo.
X-Bone.
I like that.
It's going to be good. That single-handedly just restored my faith in it. I think it might actually take off.
Is that in the window itself? It might take off.
I think so.
Okay.
It's got a much more firm start.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So, in you guys' opinions, out of the major people attending, we didn't even talk about Nintendo. Well, actually,
Yeah.
Nintendo's not doing like a
Not
major
doing
press-
anything at E3, so.
Games.
They are doing their Nintendo Direct conferences still.
Before.
No, they're doing it Tuesday. So June 11th is Nintendo's Direct conference. I want to say I think it's like 11 or 12 Central Time, which is what we're in.
This is apparently a new Sonic game.
Yeah, well, there's a new Sonic game. And I think it's there's Mario, Mario Kart, and I think there's Smash Bros. I think those are the big
Yeah,
games they're
Smash
talking about
Bros.
Smash in E3.
Wait, new Smash Bros?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah. I mean, that'd be like what people were excited about, and maybe Zelda. I mean, they announced a new Zelda for the 3DS a while back, and that'd be cool.
That would be.
But anyways, so who do you guys think will win E3? Because that's always the big debate: who's going to win E3, all that kind of stuff.
Well,
Oculus.
I hope we do this in a
And
chain. So
Steam
we say who we want to win, and then why. Leo,
me.
you're a PC gamer, so you're
Yeah.
unbiased.
I know EA is gonna win, right? EA? No? Okay. No. Alright. No, definitely, like Alex said, Oculus Rift, I mean, that's gonna be the big thing. That's the biggest new thing. Also, I heard there's gonna be like this, I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but it's like you walk on it, it's a
Yeah.
treadmill that goes all
Yeah.
universal or
Yeah.
something like that.
Oh, the omnidirectional.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I don't know if that's an E3 thing, but can you imagine that with the Oculus Rift?
You know what's really weird about that?
That'd be bad.
When you're using it, you know what it looks like when you're in like modeling software and you just have like the run animation.
Mhm.
It looks just like that. Like on
When
a
they're doing
person
that?
using
Yeah.
it, they're like, "Oh, I got to run over here," and it's just like, and it looks just like it's like being looped,
Mhm.
making me paranoid.
So I don't know if that's gonna. That'd be a cool mix up with the Oculus Rift, but I don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, as long as
That
someone
and
wants
gun controllers are going to come back in a big way. It's going to be sweet.
Yeah.
Except they're going to be bright orange.
So who did you say was going to win?
Okay. So yeah, I know. I don't really the company wise or console. Company or
Yeah,
console?
company.
No
Company.
way. Dynasty Warriors 8, bro.
No, definitely like Sony. Sony's because after Sony already knows Xbox, the Microsoft. You know, they already know what their big deal is.
That was my foot.
What?
I'm
What?
laughing because my foot made a fart
Is he
noise.
touching you? Oh, okay. No, Sony's definitely gonna win.
Oh,
Definitely.
God. So
Here you go.
professional.
I'm thinking.
Okay, Mohammed, go.
Thinking?
Mohammed,
Yeah, definitely Sony. Definitely.
go. Sony.
Why?
Why? Because Xbox One is gonna be shit.
We know someone's not buying the Xbox One.
I'm
Sure.
not.
Xbone.
Xbone.
Not because I'd like to see Sony win, just because I own a PS3. All their stuff is actually pretty good. This console itself is built around gaming, like we said earlier. It's not just Netflix or a Blu-ray player anymore. It's got graphics, 8 gigs of RAM, all that packed into one. Maybe something.
Your friends aren't all watching Netflix. That's a bad thing. Like every time I get on the Xbox, all my friends aren't playing games; they're just watching Netflix. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, okay.
TV.
I think Netflix is the decline of the console gaming. Like, that was a ploy by the PC gamers to install
broke
Netflix.
Blockbuster.
They're like, all right, we're gonna bring PC gaming back by installing Netflix on everyone's home console.
God.
Actually,
They
That
should just
actually
add
might
trophy
happen.
support for Netflix. Oh, you can watch 10 hours of Netflix.
I think that Xbox is gonna do like they're actually doing achievements for watching TV.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Yeah,
What
the Xbox One will have achievements for watching TV.
The
Oh my
BCTV
God,
in America is
Microsoft
going to
fucked
increase
up so
because of
bad.
that.
I got a life, and then it's for so many hours of watching reality TV.
I know also PS4 patented something where they basically have the structured model where you can possibly earn trophies at certain triggers in the games for old PS2 classics, PS3 games that didn't already have
Yeah.
trophy support, and PS1 games.
I mean, but that doesn't sound. I don't know why they did that before, to be honest, because that actually doesn't sound. I mean, I'm not a programmer really.
So
So-
it just doesn't sound too hard.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it'd be too hard at all. Like, because the source code is gonna know when the game progresses through each part.
Yeah.
Isn't it easy just to like set a target inside the source code or something like that? I don't know.
They're lazy. Just put them out there.
I don't know. Anyways, continuing. You said
Also,
Sony, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like Sony's going to be winning. I also want to see a bunch from Namco, right?
Yeah, Namco.
That's supposed to be pretty cool. I know I just like Metal Gear, assuming I'm saying all this right.
Well, it's Konami.
Konami.
Konami,
That's it.
yeah.
All my names are wrong. But anyway, Konami is supposed to be saying something about their new Metal Gear, and I'm going to play it because I don't have a choice. I've played for a long time, Metal Gear Solid 4 was my favorite movie.
It's true.
It's really good.
But yeah, there's going to be that. I think I'm hoping Steambox is going to make some sort of like big splash there. It'd be really nice. I want to see Valve do some stuff, but I've been saying for like months now that the console that wins this console war is going to have Steam support or something like it, because you're going to have to compete against Steam, not Xbox Live, because Xbox Live is essentially going to kill itself by overcharging its customers. Like, I know there's a lot of people that'll pay it, like the Call of Duty bros and like
Bros.
all that stuff. Hey bros. They'll pay for it for a long time, but eventually they'll hit puberty and start paying attention to money. And I don't mean to be degrading people or anything. I'm just saying. So yeah, I think Xbox is going to try to kill itself for like the next year and then realize that it needs to stop asking for so much money. The PS4 is going to do well. I'd like to see a Steam box. The Oculus is going to be huge. Ouya would be nifty, now that I know it's going to be useful.
Who's gonna win?
Netflix.
Who's going to win? PS4 is going to win, depending on how much they want for their system. But overall, they have the best source code, they have the best online. Not like execution-wise, I'm just saying it's free and they let you do a lot of stuff for free on there. And if you do pay them, you actually get a lot of stuff for your money.
Like PlayStation Plus and the
Yeah.
Instant Game Collection.
Yeah.
PlayStation Plus is me personally, I think that's going to help win the next console war for PS4. I think it's going to wind up being between the PS4 and the Steam box.
Wait, can you describe what the PlayStation Plus is? Like, what all the
It's a
add-ons?
subscription.
I know it's a subscription, duh.
Well,
But like,
It's a subscription service that essentially gives you access to a certain number of free downloadable games. We actually have coverage on it. I think you wrote the article.
There's a post from this month's update. Like, they added 5 games
Well,
to it.
they're adding 5 games. They haven't added all of them yet. I think Deus Ex is the only one that's added right now.
But that's, they already have 15 or 10 other ones already in there.
Yeah, they have a lot of games that you can essentially, like, they have however many games a month, and while that month is going, you have access to those games. So if you decide you want that game, you click on it and download it, and you'll have access to that game for as long as you essentially decided that you want it.
Actually,
Until it goes away the next month.
they've actually, I think it's rumored or so, but usually during E3, I think 2 E3s ago, they actually announced the PlayStation Plus program, and then last year they announced like a new wave of stuff coming out for it. But this year, there's going to be another like full wave, because if you guys don't know, you can buy like a PlayStation 3 that has a 1-year PlayStation Plus membership with it, and it advertises as with like all these games with it for free.
Yeah.
And I think you mentioned they're going to take away basically all those games. Like
They're
they played
taking
it
away,
too.
7 of them.
Yeah. They're doing a whole new slate for the next year, basically. So there's a lot of stuff they haven't announced about what's coming up for PlayStation Plus, and I'm hoping there's be a lot of great titles for free. I mean, granted, I have hundreds, I have thousands of downloads on the PlayStation Store, and I don't have time to play any of them.
They're just sitting there in my library.
Yeah, but if I want to play them, they're available to me at any time, as long as I keep paying the money.
Someone on the stream just had a good idea. It's essentially a bundle from Valve for Dota 3, Half-Life 3, Portal 2, blah blah blah, and just call it Orange Box 2.
He can't count to 3 though.
Oh yeah, so Dota 2, Half-Life 2, Portal 2,
Half-Life 2.
Left 4 Dead 2,
Why don't
Team
they
Fortress
just skip
2.
it and make a 4th one and just say the 3rd one was like released, you guys just didn't play it?
Nobody wanted it. We just
That'd be a good
What's
issue.
like Half-Life 3 is actually available somewhere like in the deep dark areas of the internet somewhere, locked away with a secret password.
only in South Korea.
Apparently, or North Korea.
North Korea.
Yeah.
North Korea is the only place that gets it,
That's why Kim
and
Jong-un
only
is so
Kim
grumpy.
Jong Un can play it.
Okay, so moving on. Michael, who do you think's going to win E3?
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, Microsoft, they have a big following, and there's going to be people out there. There's going to actually be a lot of people out there who are going to buy it no matter what.
Yeah.
All the Call of Duty people are gonna buy it.
Hell yeah.
And Sony the same way.
Call of Duty dogs.
But Sony has recently just started, like, people just started, like, massive people just started going back to that. And I for one, I'm giving Microsoft the benefit of the doubt. I'm excited to see the Xbox One. I don't know. I mean, I've heard all this talk and I know what they said. But at the same time, I think they realize what's going to happen.
It's gonna watch it when you sleep, though. Why would you?
Well, I don't know what I'll do with that. But
Get an eyeful.
just do weird stuff all day. But
Take this, Bill Gates.
and I mean, I'll probably get both, or I'll try them at least both out before I get them,
Yeah.
and then I'll decide from there. But I've always been an Xbox fanboy. I mean, I got a PS3 recently, and it ended up breaking. But yeah, I mean, I got it. And I preferred that better because it had Little Big Planet 2. It did have Metal Gear Rising and stuff like that. Like, those games were awesome, and Xbox doesn't have any games like that. Like, Xbox is multiplayer, and Sony's single-player games. That's how I always put it. Or just...
Like, to be
That's
fair,
how
the only
I-
reason why I would buy an Xbox One is because of Halo. Like, I'm a really big Halo fanboy.
Yeah.
Well, Destiny is coming.
Yeah.
It's not Halo, but,
But
it's
it's about the
made
same
by the
thing.
guys
It
who
was on.
created
It was
Halo.
on Master
We'll-
Chief's crotch.
get the-
Did you ever see that?
I know.
The symbol of Destiny?
Really?
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
Master
look,
Chief's
guys.
crotch.
Master
Look it
Chief's
up.
crotch. His destiny to conquer worlds with his codpiece.
Maybe he's inside that giant ball, and that's like the big mystery reveal.
It's still Master Chief.
I just want to cover Destiny a little bit later. Well, actually, we can cover it now, can't we?
I'm next.
Well, let me talk about what I think is
Ooh,
anyway.
nice, right?
I'm a Sony fanboy. I've been a Sony fanboy like all my life, so I'm gonna think E3 is gonna win. Or no, not E3 is gonna
I don't
win.
get to go.
Sony's gonna
E3 is gonna win it.
not just because I'm a fanboy, but also because like Microsoft's going to have the rumored list for Microsoft's E3 list looks really impressive. They have a lot of great stuff ready to be announced. The Fable 10-year anniversary is coming up next year, 2014. And actually, Fable Anniversary just got announced, and I loved Fable. Fable is awesome, so I'm really excited for something new. The only thing is I didn't like 2 or 3 that much because I like a fantasy world. And granted, 2 is fantasy, but 1 felt more like an original fantasy to me.
Did you see their leak list they had?
Yeah,
They
Fable-
re-releasing.
4,
Yeah, Fable
Dead Rising
4
3 and stuff like that.
yeah. The list for Microsoft's supposed
Really?
game announcements looks really impressive, and that they actually show off all those games. Granted, the conference is usually about an hour up to 2 hours long. You can't really cover that many games in that time period, though. And especially to talk. I know they want to focus on games because that's what they had the Xbox One revealed beforehand. But I really think they can't discuss all that stuff that they talked about. They might mention it a little bit, but there's too much on that supposed list for it to be
All be true.
plausible. Yeah, but so if they pull it off and they show off a lot of great games, then I think Microsoft has a chance of winning E3. But I think Sony really has it set that they're going to focus on the gamers, and the gamers essentially determine who's going to win E3 or not. Whether or not they like what they see, and Sony's I think going to have a lot of great stuff there. Okay, so let's talk
It's
about.
turn. It's
well,
his turn. He wants to explain. Go.
Yeah. Well, I think the importance of having the 2 Xbox One and the PS4 is that they're bringing new architecture. They're changing the way that the processing works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Their
a good one.
APUs. I don't remember what it was called. APUs. I don't know what does it stand for. You know what it stands for? APUs? No. Alright, cool. So
Accelerated
it's
processing units.
yes.
That was pretty good.
That.
Where they combine the processing unit, CPU, central processing unit, and a graphical GPU, a graphical processing unit, and they put them together and they work simultaneously.
Integrated.
Yeah, integrated. They're integrated and they're more innovative into a new way of processing, and then this can go into PC.
I'm glad that the PS4 is going to have more RAM.
Yeah.
Like, that was ridiculous. I didn't find that out till I got Skyrim, and I was waiting on the new updates, and they're like, "Oh, we can't do that." And I went to the forums, and they were like, "Well, why can't they?" Well, they have a hard time with the engine. Not really. It's more because the PS3 only has like 256 megs of RAM.
No, both
Or
Xbox
something.
360 and the PS3 have 512 megabytes currently.
Oh, okay.
Both are upgrading 8 gigabytes, which is a
Yeah.
very substantial difference.
Yeah.
Because imagine like your computer about maybe 10 years ago, I think, and that's probably more than 512 megabytes of RAM.
Yeah, most games don't really use more than what, 4. Yeah.
But that's because they couldn't really do that, though. I mean, if someone knew that they had that much RAM available, they could program stuff for it, I think. 'Cause the cloud gaming now, cloud's going to be a huge part of next gen, actually. Because they're actually making cloud process the background images in the games. So that the game engine just has to focus on the characters and the actions of the characters themselves, making everything run extremely smoothly, and make the backgrounds actually look good this time around. Because if you guys ever played Rage, if you look at the texture detail on all this stuff in Rage, background images suck on it. But the physical and how the characters actually look in the game for Rage looks amazing.
They want a brief description of cloud gaming.
Cloud gaming is basically where they have external servers based somewhere, and we access the servers essentially, right? That's
The servers process.
Like major service or server is Dallas. That's where a lot of companies throw their stuff.
yeah. So instead of using your PS3 as a server to run all this stuff on your system and in your game, we'll have an external place to do that, and then your
Supercomputer.
have a supercomputer basically process your game at the same time that your system's also processing the game, basically kind of lightening the load on your system itself. That way, it has more power to do more stuff with it, basically.
It's like Dropbox, basically. Dropbox is like that.
Or on live.
Or
They do
on
on
Google
live.
Drive, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Google Drive. That's a good example
Yeah.
of cloud. Because you can access Google Cloud basically anywhere that has internet.
And then you could share it if you allow access with other people.
Yeah.
Like, what are you laughing over there about?
Sorry, the cloud gaming is when you play Final Fantasy and then realize that you've made an awful mistake.
Oh, actually,
It's a good description.
speaking of Final Fantasy, Square Enix just announced they're going to do a special the Future of Final Fantasy conference at E3 as well on Tuesday. So hopefully, I was talking. James and I were talking about this before we started the stream up a little bit, and I personally think, Final Fantasy, I think, has run its course a lot, and they're just really repeating themselves. I don't play Final Fantasy, by the way, so
Me neither.
I don't really have any say of what kind of good games they are, if they're bad or good or whatever. But they make so many games now, and they're trying so hard, and they just want to be so impressive that they're kind of losing track of what they started out as. And I think they need to focus more on a basic RPG instead of this massive expansive where it takes 40.
Visuals.
Yeah, but it takes like 40 hours just to get into the game a lot of the time. Which for most, like for Call of Duty, 40 hours is playing the campaign 100 times at
Yeah.
least.
Basically.
But yeah, so that should be pretty interesting. What else were we talking about? Cloud gaming resolution. Okay. Well,
Yeah, there was also PS4 essentially made an announcement saying that always online DRM is not required and not necessarily encouraged in any way, whereas Xbone is, yeah, I'm using that now.
Xbone.
Xbone is going to either mandate it or strongly encourage it by way of legal action, I would say. But yeah, that's anybody who actually plays games and pays attention to what's going on. Always online DRM is easy to tell. It's easy to tell someone that it's a terrible idea because they essentially want you logged into the. Just play, what was it, SimCity 6 without the patch?
5, yeah.
Yeah, whatever, 5 without the patch, and try to play the game. Try to build a house or something, you know.
actually, I think it's just called SimCity.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
they're doing the Mortal Kombat thing where like the last one is just the reboot, and now there's no more numbers or what?
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
sweet.
Well, I mean, like it's Mortal Kombat 9, but
Yeah.
they're titling it just plain Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not talk about SimCity because I could sit here and talk to you guys about like SimCity for 4 hours.
Oh.
About how
So we're
Bad
kind of
news.
done with E3. Real quick, anybody over the stream who's watching, do you guys want to hear anything else about our E3 opinions at all? You got 5 seconds.
Pokemon.
5.
Wait,
hold on, there's a delay.
Oh, well, good call. All right. 10 seconds. Whatever.
just wait.
Well, he said not really. All right, moving on.
All right.
Oh no, Michael said Pokemon. Talk about Pokemon, Michael.
Pokemon's.
I'm
Pokemon
excited
Y?
to see what they're gonna do with this because they've tried 3D modeling before on the GameCube, and like nobody played that except like hardcore fanboys. And I mean, I'm hardcore, but I was like, I don't want to play that because I know, it's not worth my money.
Like a console.
Have you seen the new X and
Pokemon?
Y?
No.
It's 3D. They like the character. Like you can. They give you. You're able to change the skin of your character now, and like you can actually like, run around. Yeah, and you can ride Pokemon. Like they have a video or a picture of a guy sitting on top of like an actual Pokemon, like walking around town. Like it actually looks like really interesting.
So it's the thing that they should have done like 10 years ago.
Can you like sit on Pikachu and just Pikachu?
I just want
I want a
to see
picture
the
of it,
video
just
of
me
like
sitting-
when you have that starter Pokemon that's like level 15. You just do it. You use it for like the TM or the whatever ones. The TM. It's like
Yeah, I know which ones
the
you're talking
HM.
about. Mhm.
The HM
ones
slave
you can,
where
like-
you have to teach them like
Oh.
surf, fly, all the important
Cut.
stuff. Break, rock climb. You know, you teach them all that. I want to see the animation of like the little tiny sparrow, like this big, and you're like flying around on a backpack and like a bike, and
Surfing on Snorlax.
that'd be great.
Actually, Nintendo's going to do a specific Pokemon X and Y conference Tuesday night.
gonna watch it.
I think it's going to be about 6 or 7 p.m. I don't remember exactly. So I don't know all the times off the top of my head. I have a lot to remember. Dude, you guys all have phones. Why don't you guys look this
I don't.
Well, 3 of you guys have
Mine
phones. You just on
This
it.
guy's on fact checking so far.
Oh yeah, you're fact checking. Check out when the Pokemon, all the times for E3. Because I haven't made a post about that yet. I probably should. Anyways, so let's kind of move on. We've talked a lot about next gen already. Well, let's talk about what games you want to see out in the first year of the consoles.
Metal Gear 5.
Well, that's obvious.
Okay.
What kind of games that they haven't really announced
Warriors
yet?
of
that you wanna
Orochi
see?
5, or no, 4. They're on 3 now. But for anybody who doesn't like piles and piles of senseless violence, Warriors of Orochi is what Dynasty Warriors, which you probably don't know what it is anyway, but Dynasty Warriors when they stop paying attention to a storyline and they just grab everybody that has ever touched their company and then they throw them into a bunch of fights and make things explode. It's essentially what that game, Dynasty Warriors, should be. Yeah, piles and piles of violence. I'm actually kind of hyped about that. So, that, yeah. I'm actually anxious to see that if they do, like, the next step for Marvel vs. Capcom. Because I love that game, and it's great, and I honestly think that they're not... Because the game's almost 2 years old. I don't think they're going to let it just die because Injustice came out. I think they're going to try and compete with it in some way, so...
Elder Scrolls Online on the console.
Oh yeah, Koei did a preemptive E3 announcement thing for Dynasty Warriors 8, so everybody get hyped. It's going to be huge.
Yeah.
It's going to be hugest of all Dynasty Warriors.
What are you saying?
Elder Scrolls Online on a console. That'd be nice to see. I don't think
Yes,
it's gonna
sir.
happen though.
Maybe not.
Maybe after they get the PC hammered out. They have a tendency, I don't know.
But I mean, usually like
My thing
MMOs
is,
on
like-
consoles don't do good. Like,
My thing is, like, with Elder Scrolls, a lot of times, especially recently, a lot of the long term of that game comes out of, like, people's ability to customize things and, like, make their own weapons and horses and levels and storylines and all that stuff. And in an online environment, that just doesn't work, you know?
what they should do is have on consoles. They should have like the Steam Workshop. They should have consoles should have their own version, but it's like when you buy a game, you have ability to pay like $10 extra, and you get like a kit, like an extra disc, and it just gives you like
Like
their
the
source
build kit.
codes and stuff, or yeah, their
Some games actually do that. Like if you guys ever played Infamous 2, Infamous 2 has its own level and story creation kit.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you can, in Little Big Planet's probably the biggest example of something like Michael was trying to talk about, or was talking about.
Yeah.
So like you can just like create games and all that kind of stuff with like the same tools that they use in the development kit, pretty much. Of course, the developer's going to have a little bit more tools at their disposal and stuff, but
I mean, still, you can do a lot with a little.
yeah,
There might be some form of new Elder Scrolls installment that's not the deal, but I doubt that. I think Bethesda has a huge plate going on right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I think the MMO is going to be
They're next.
probably like
2 years.
40% of what they're doing, and then like the other 60 is like all the other stuff that they're pumping out.
But yeah, Bethesda has a lot on their plate right now. They're getting so massive actually, and id Software is driving them pretty well, I think. Well, in general, they have a very impressive lineup. Actually, I heard that Prey 2 by Human Head Studios. At least it was by Human Head Studios. I think Bethesda's Arcane Studios, who did Dishonored, I think they're going to be developing Prey 2 now. That's the rumor, of course. So I guess we'll hear about that next week. But I saw Prey 2 years ago at QuakeCon, and it was really impressive. I liked how they did a lot. It had a lot of new and interesting features about it. Imagine like if you guys ever played the old Star Wars Bounty Hunter game on the PlayStation 2 when you play as Jango Fett. Basically, it's like that, but kind of meets an open world experience like Fallout, and it looks
That's
really
big, bro.
impressive. So hopefully they still release Prey 2, and I never played Prey 1 at all.
It was actually really
Fashionably.
good.
Jesus.
Hey, somebody's on.
So
Introduce yourself.
They-
Guy on
they
the
can't
spot.
see
well, you
you.
gotta come a little
Oh,
bit closer
yeah,
here.
come over a little. Yeah.
I mean, they can see you, I guess.
Yeah, I can see.
Where's the camera broadcast in front of
Hey!
It's Cody House. Any friends are watching from my Facebook, I apologize again.
So Coda's a little late,
A
obviously.
lot late.
Who is this bleep is what they're asking about.
Well, he just wait for the delay. He'll
Oh, okay.
reply.
Yeah, you got it.
Well,
Couple minutes.
he's another guy with us. He's not a stranger trying to attack us. So we were all worried about that for a
Yeah.
second.
Because we're out in the middle of nowhere. Like,
Yeah.
It's fine. You're fine.
Anyway, so I'm really looking forward to Prey 2. Actually, Prey 2.
It looks so pretty.
If they release that game, man, that
Oh.
is gonna be day one buy for sure.
Deadpool update, just saying.
Yes.
That's going to be nice. I'm really excited about this game, and I'm going to play the crap out of it because it's like my favorite character. And I've read him since long ago, so
Gamers don't care. There's
Yeah.
a small run for it.
right over here.
yeah, that's going to be interesting. The
Thief.
game's almost ready. So,
You know what
Can't
I'd
wait for
like to
Thief
see?
either.
Thief
What?
update.
Indie games. More indie games on console.
There are plenty of indie games like consoles.
Yeah, Microsoft's pretty friendly about it.
Yeah, Sony's opening up on that.
Well, they were. Not more.
Oh, they are now, yeah. Well, what else? What else do you guys want to see
Oh,
coming out?
Okay, because I read it a lot, and Reddit wants to see a Japanese version of Assassin's Creed. I would play the hell out of that.
That's actually a really good idea.
Like next year for
What do you
next
mean by
gen
Japanese
consoles.
version? No.
It was
Like
like, I don't
Samurai
know. I saw
Ninjas,
artwork
pirates.
like red. Yeah, I was like pirates. How does that pirates?
Pirates
they're
are awesome though.
I know, but then they're. I see what they're trying to do.
You know, really,
Ubisoft is trying to.
ninjas are the next step
They're trying to
from
use the
pirates.
boats.
yeah.
They're trying to use those boat mechanics from Assassin's Creed 3. That was fun, and now
Yeah.
they're gonna experiment more with that for 4. And I mean, I'm an Assassin's Creed fan, so I'm gonna play the hell out of that too. But a Japanese version of that in the
Well,
next gen consoles.
Especially
You know,
when
I
it's
mean-
like first integrating with the West.
Mhm.
So there's still like some of the old mechanics that they
Yeah.
have that they can lean on.
Like The Last Samurai.
Yeah,
Tom Cruise.
exactly.
Yeah.
A white
They'll probably
No,
eventually
Those
do.
guys are
It needs
totally
to be-
secret ninja
It
assassins.
needs
It's
to
fine.
be Assassin's Creed Tom Cruise.
Assassin's Creed, Tom Cruise.
They'll be like the actor
Tom Cruise.
actor casting like Beyond Two Souls did with Ellen Page.
Yeah,
Just Tom Cruise.
that actually would work.
Tom
Damn it, I
Cruise
should've
is
won my breath.
apparently an assassin.
And Tom is a very generic name, like the rest of the assassins. I mean,
Altair.
Altair is the biggest stretch, but it's,
Ezio.
okay, whatever. Desmond and
I know
Connor.
plenty of people named Ezio.
I don't know
All the
people
That
time.
are also
Desmond.
assassins. Yeah,
All the time.
All right. What
What else?
do you guys-
What else do you guys want to see come into systems
Tenchu.
in the next year for next gen?
Let's see. Maybe like a 4th installment of Deus Ex or 5th. I don't know which one.
Yeah.
Well, they did announce Deus Ex: The Fall, which is a mobile game.
7-second video.
Yeah.
Well, no, they just announced the full trailer and stuff.
Oh.
It's just a mobile game for iPad and iPhone, so not that big of a deal. But it's a direct sequel to Human Revolution. Apparently, there's a movie in the works too.
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Mm.
but yeah,
Speaking about movies, though, the Halo TV show.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Forward to
Forward
Dawn. It's on
No,
Netflix.
no. No, the Steven Spielberg
Yeah,
one.
the one.
Wait,
What?
which one?
Did you guys not watch the Xbox?
Oh my
one?
god.
No.
Canceled.
No.
I
A
don't
long time ago.
No. Steven Spielberg's working on the next
Yep.
on the Halo TV
And
series.
it's exclusive only for the Xbox One.
Wow.
Spielberg just shits gold. He doesn't do anything bad.
That's true.
So, and that's gonna be live action and stuff. Hopefully, they get some of the same actors from Forward Unto Dawn.
That was really good.
That was
really
that was
good.
an amazing web
Yeah.
series.
It was
Along
pretty
with-
cool. It's
still
actually on
watch it.
Netflix now. That's what
Yeah,
I
it's
was
on
saying.
No,
Netflix,
you can
yeah.
buy DVDs of it.
Yeah, well,
And it's on Netflix.
but it's on Netflix.
Whatever. You can actually buy it on the PS3 too.
And it's on Netflix.
Watch it on PS3 on Netflix.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
Whatever.
Actually, do you guys watch the Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat Legacy?
Dude,
Oh,
like,
that was
that's
great.
such a good show.
It's season
YouTube
2. I don't know when season 2 is coming out, but I know it's should be sometime.
I'd really like to see it.
I like the twist.
I'd like to see them actually
watched
like
it.
deliver on their their
Was that the
original
thing when they started
idea
with like a
for
weird murder
Reptile.
mystery thing where?
Because you know,
Okay,
you
we're
know
all
how
talking
the series
separately.
started with the
Yeah.
one video, the
I
big
don't
video.
know.
Well, Reptile was like a serial killer who was born with this really rare disease where his
Yeah, I didn't know they
skin
continued with
generates
that.
like scales and stuff, and he eats people's
They made something
faces.
different.
Well, they made something that's slightly different, but they haven't really touched on Reptile at all yet. So I'd really like to see him come back as that, and like him secretly fighting
Well,
on like the Earth side or something.
But
like
the
that.
thing is that
It'd be fun.
it's not like real life like the teaser was.
Yeah.
It's Warner
Kind
Bros.
of a-
got a hold of it, and now it's going to be lore. Like it's in fact basically.
Season
Yeah.
1 was basically like a precursor to introduce everything, and then season 2 is going to be getting more into
No, it's
it.
season 2. The action is going to be a tournament.
Oh,
Like that's full on Mortal Kombat tournament.
And that's gonna be good.
It's gonna get bad again.
No,
It's gonna have lots of fight time.
they actually have the original Shang Tsung from the movies playing Shang Tsung.
That is not okay.
That is excellent.
That does
He's
not
gonna
bode
look
well.
even older.
You
and,
want to
like,
separate from the
angrier.
movies as much as possible.
No, the movie was good. The first one was good.
I
The
bought the
second one
movies.
was crap.
I bought the movies on
First
Blu-ray.
one
I,
was good.
I watched them recently. I watched the second one recently, and I was like, I don't know why I like this. I just don't know.
Oh, yeah.
They
I
chose
was
Because-
eight.
Melina for 1
Because
second.
you saw it when you were like 13,
I was
and
like,
it
what
was
did
That's
they
because
do?
the theme
Perfect.
song taught you.
Yeah.
That theme's-
Okay.
the theme song was good. It was
That's not
not-
very good topics. Okay.
Well, we were talking about things we want to see, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you
Platform
didn't do
gaming.
your.
We
Yeah,
want
actually,
to see more.
That
of
would be
well,
that'd
that's
be good.
so rare though. Like like cross-platform between like Xbox
actually-
and Sony, or
between
Yeah.
Xbox, Sony, and then PC.
Actually,
Look,
Unity.
I know I'm PC Master Race and all, but I want to be able to game with you guys and wreck you in games.
Well, Unity is actually really supportive of that. I've played around with the engine some, and it's not really that hard to implement that. It's just the legal issues, essentially,
some guy asked why you're eating.
because
Crap! I'm hungry. I'm
Because we're
fat.
professionals.
PC
You know?
Master
We're
Race.
professionals. This is serious business. Look at food on my face.
I think PC is only going to stay the master race as long as it's nowhere near as popular as consoles.
Like I
Like
said,
because as soon as the PCs are all flooded with like 12-year-olds, y'all are all
God,
going to
no.
want to kill each other
the
anyway.
problem
No,
is
no,
that
no.
parents-
But see, the thing about consoles is it's still using old technology.
Yeah, it is true.
I
It's
mean,
going to be old.
I have a PC better than the Xbox One already. You know,
Yeah.
It's
how's
a
that-
hard pill for a parent to swallow to spend $1,200 on a gaming computer.
That's true
for-
too. That's why.
That's true.
That's
But
not okay.
at the same time, it's better in the long run. Instead of buying a separate console for like $600, you can just buy a graphics card and just update your
Yeah, just update your computer.
Yeah, but
but then you also have to know what you're doing.
Exactly.
Plus,
There's a lot of people that
it's a
don't.
lot harder
Which is
to
why
look
it's-
at porn on a
Yes,
on a
yes, it
console.
is.
All I heard was porn.
Everybody just hears that word. The rest of the I need to just say that first. Be like porn. It's a lot harder on the console, and that's I
It makes
assume
you
that's
stretch
why
that
it's a lot
sentence.
easier.
actually,
That's why it's a lot easier for parents to kind of justify that. I'm not saying it's impossible. I mean, an ingenuity can do it,
Well,
but
we had
like-
played
When there's a will, there's a way.
exactly.
Oh, okay.
Like you can, but it's a lot harder, and parents are less likely to know about it. But like you just give them a PC, and all bets are off. They'll get whatever they want.
Exodus does that.
Yeah.
Games included.
Alright.
Oh, actually,
It's fine, we're fine.
Google has announced that the blocked porn on Google Glasses.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
What? Yeah.
No, but that's like I just said. That's just like I said. When there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
No, that was the picture. It was from Jurassic Park, and it was the guy that says life finds a way. And he goes,
Yeah.
porn finds a way.
Yeah.
And I don't
Exactly.
doubt it in
Like,
the slightest. Before the demo kits for the Oculus even came out, there were hundreds of companies generating porn for it. They don't even know how to work with this stuff yet. They're like, nope, it's going to be ready, and you guys are going to download this.
Nerds are gonna buy this.
Yeah, and we're just not going to have to worry about population growth anymore. It's not going to
We're in
happen.
health fair.
We're going to be Japan again.
We were not gonna be increasing the population that much anyway.
That's true.
We'll solve.
You know, some of us hope, you know.
Well,
Okay.
It's foolish.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. Okay.
What else?
I wonder,
in
Since
the
they're-
weird woods here.
since they're all providing cloud services, right? They're doing their cloud computing stuff. I
Yeah.
wonder if they're going to become ISPs, internet service providers.
No.
I doubt it. No.
I mean, Microsoft
That'd be
might,
cool,
but
though.
that's just because it's Microsoft.
I don't think so. That would not.
And they try to drain
No,
them.
no, no, no,
Microsoft's the
not that
only
it won't
one
be
like
cool,
really
but-
big enough to try.
It'll be on their network.
Sony's probably not interested in it.
Do you understand?
I mean, but that's a possibility.
Yeah.
But the implications of that's considered. I mean, that might be considered monopolizing.
Yeah, I was about to say.
They're all
Because
like-
you would
The
own
consolidation of that much power is not good.
you would own like everything in your home console. Like Sony makes TVs. If Sony did that, they'd make the internet. They'd make the TV. They make the console. They make everything that you need. The
the
DVD
TV
players.
stand.
But they're all separate markets.
It doesn't matter. But they can monopolize that entire
Yeah.
like a home
Basically-
set basically.
Yeah.
They'll just destroy anyone else in the market.
Yeah.
There's other
I mean,
people getting
I can-
into that area though, like
I-
lost it. That's
Well,
fine.
internet and mobile like phone services, like that's really hard to just like start up out of the blue. You have to put up towers across the world now. Especially like if Sony tried to do it, they would literally either they buy out a company that's already in existence, or they spend billions of dollars putting up towers.
They're already in the hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd have to spend like so much money to put towers all over the place. Granted, Microsoft has more potential with that because they just put up like 300,000 servers apparently.
Yeah.
I doubt it though. I think honestly, Xbox One's going to take a huge hit, and then their Windows 8 isn't really taking off that strongly so far.
I can just imagine the power bill for those 300,000 servers though. Dear God.
The Xbox Live
Microsoft
pays for
doesn't
it.
care. It's fine. It's fine. They're fine.
Bill
They
Gates.
own the power company.
Literally, if Bill Gates drops $100 on the floor, it's not worth his time picking it
Yeah.
up. I mean,
If he dropped $1 million bill on the floor, it wouldn't be worth his time to pick it up.
He just walks
Honestly.
around with that.
he just walks around with it, right?
Yeah, he made his
stops
own
into McDonald's.
monopoly money bullshit.
I need some
All right.
change.
How about
I need $1 cheeseburger.
how about we all take like a short, maybe like 5-10 minute break,